Os. Onegaishimasu. How we doing, YouTube? It's Patty's Day, I guess. I'm not wearing green. Didn't really feel like it. So, if you'd like to pinch me, I invite you to try. I'm just going to get warmed up. I got to go pretty easy today. Got to be easy on my back. I am very sore from yesterday. I do a kind of, it's not even like flexibility, it's like loaded stretching. Very good for me, but makes me very sore. Okay. Let's go nice and slow today. Just trying to kind of move my scapula around, loosen them up a bit. I definitely need to do some anti-cramp training. Essentially just some like isometric holds. I've been cramping up in a bunch of my back muscles lately, so need to do a little bit of that. But I've had some, I mean, I guess they're not like revelations, but I've learned some things about the stance work I've been doing. And I did it in a very unconventional way. What do we got here? Oh, WikiFeed. I love your recent vid. Thank you. I appreciate that. Glad you liked it. I'll have to, I'll do a masterclass series on kicks eventually, so we'll get there. Not today, though. Not today. I love karate, says Jackson. Os. So do I. You're very welcome here. I love karate too. I've trained many things, but I always come back. Really getting in the hip. You'll notice all of this is coordinated. That's the point. What's up? How we doing? Show me a move. Like what? Can you do backflip? Why is backflip the first thing people request that I do? It's always backflip. Not anymore, I can't. I'm too old now. Too many injuries. Okay, hold on. Okay. See, I'm squeezing the hip, a hip, getting the back involved. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm not like straight on. I'm kind of turned in. I've got this old school kind of internal rotation going on. Do a military kick. What does that mean? A what kick? I don't know what all these kicks are. Flying roundhouse. Chest out. Of course, WikiFeed. I got a vent. The shine off your head is amazing. Thank you. Judo or karate? It is karate. I appreciate judo, but I don't have the back anymore. Flying roundhouse. Flying kick to believe. Flying Dragon Man. Ah, you watched my recent video? I'm not warmed up really, but let's just do a catalog of kicks, okay? I'm a Goju-ryu man, so I'm gonna do Kansetsugeri, the knee strike, the John Jones special, if you will. Okay, I'm partial to probably the front kick is my favorite. Oh, okay, Wiki Feet will love this. Got to stretch out the gams a little bit. I got to get Bob to help me. I'd ask Bob to say hello, but I know he'll refuse. Okay, so he's just gonna help me. And you know, I used to really over chamber super hard, but I felt like it was too much tension. So I started just kind of throwing it back and allowing the natural kind of bounce to happen. So I kind of like flick it out. You know what I mean? Oblique front teep. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Well, I can show these from Wiki Feet. That's fine. Do a 3-kick midair, please, please, please. Wow. A lot of blah, blah, blah. Oh, a lot of blah, blah, blah. Oh. Oh my goodness. Roundhouse kick. Okay. Roundhouse. Side. Hook. Okay. I'm warming up, bro. Stream's like 3 minutes long. Nah, it's like 7. It's really already 7? Maybe I do talk too much. Maybe I do talk too much, chat. Use that for the thumbnail. My right side is my bad side. Everything's kind of hiked up, so I can't really hit that as hard, but that's a decent exercise. Just kind of hook, get that extension. Ooh, my hips are sore though. Flicking a front teep. Well, what about close quarters? That's silly, ain't it? What's even the point, you know? I'll show you the point. Because I'm warming up again. Give me a few, I'm old, give me a few minutes. So obviously you can use the teep to push. Oops, got the light switch. But I like to do a sort of uppercut teep where you get underneath the solar plexus and kind of dig under. So you got to go kind of up. So I find the flicking is really good because it like it gets them to anticipate, right? And then you go like up here, okay, up. I'm not trying to annihilate him. Believe it or not every strike is supposed to blast somebody straight into the hospital, okay? But it'll stop them from being able to breathe well, which is important. And that fake belt. Why do you think it's fake? I do karate too. Oh, what's with the gi? It's a karate thing. Can you do a tornado kick? Do something cool, please. Flicking it back. Yeah, well, I flick it both ways. All right. Karate is gay. Interesting. Andrew Tate. Okay, we got the first one of the night. Oops. We got the first one of the night, and I get to test something. Okay, so I wrote this. I wrote this so you can read it. All right? I knew you were going to say this, so we're going to start the counter. Okay? It only took 10 minutes this time. Not bad. Not the fastest, but one. All right, are you happy? Cobra Kai never dies. Hell yeah, Andrew Tate. God damn it, that's 2. You guys, do something productive. Listen, Christopher. Can you do the Andrew Tate dance? I don't believe that man can dance. I've seen him fight and he sucks. Okay. I mean, most of his fight record was obviously like, padded. That he got people that just blew fucking donkey nuts, and he fights the way a toddler would. Okay. Let's everyone calm down. Watch the nunchucks. Okay. Calm down. All the babies in chat. You look like a guy who thinks karate is for real. Interesting. What do you look like? Do you look like someone that I'm threatened by? Because I feel pretty comfortable. I can't see what's on the side of you. What style karate? Goju-ryu is my core, but I've studied a number of styles. Logan Paul Tate. I don't see the resemblance there. I can do that karate is BS dance. I've trained Muay Thai, I'm a Muay Famur sort of fighter, kind of like tricky, playful. But I'm also a professional dancer. So if you think insulting me by calling it dance, it's you're barking up the wrong tree, buddy. Okay. Boxing rules. Yeah, it does. Definitely bullied in school, says Prince Charles, so learnt to spin some sticks to feel better. Oh, all the bullies. Oh, no. The wooden sticks. I look like the guy who takes your mom to climax. Good, maybe she'll relax a little bit. My styles go to karate by Peter Irvin, the founder of it. We got the album Karate for the Family by Lewis Green. That's my mother and my father. Huh. Zesty as fuck. You are projecting and you wish, sir. Butterbean. That is hilarious. How tall are you? I'm 5'8". The camera is... I hate vertical streaming. What style of karate do you practice? I practice Goju-ryu. I have practiced Shito-ryu. I practiced, it was called Toso Kunado. It's the style that the Green Power Ranger, he founded his own blend of styles. That's what I started with, okay? Video on the channel. Can you do a Hadouken? Yes, but if I do it to the camera, I'll lose the equipment, so I can't, Does any nunchucks that I like, the 14-inch ones with the rope, I got the same ones, okay? I mean, if that's what you're trying to advertise, Krav Maga training. I've done Krav Maga. Yeah, let's see. Elbows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. God, there's like 7, right? But I've been there. Oh, I'm not going to show that, De La Torta. Short man Ryu. Mitchell says it's the vinyl album cover, 1967 by Lewis Green. It's endorsed by Peter Irvin, the founder of Goju. What? Gojo? Do a 360 spin kick. Are you self-taught? No, John Terry. I've been taught by many people, including Tommy, the Green Power Ranger. All right? Check my channel. I wouldn't say it if I couldn't back it up. Three, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of jumping things. My back hurts today, okay? But, like, a tornado kick is just essentially a jumping kick, extra fancy, right? You lift this first leg, but then you put it down again to drive this up that way. It's more of an illusion. It's kind of like the moonwalk. De La Torta, do you sit on your nunchucks? No. They're very hard. Maybe you could handle that, but I can't. Cowgirl says hi. Hello, Hope. My grandma could whoop your chucks. Could she? Really? Well, it's a good thing that I can reach your grandmother from anywhere, right? Anywhere. Anywhere I want. I can put my toes wherever I want on your grandmother, and I will. Upside down, Christopher. Andrew Tate from Timu. Oh, God. You know, I come on this stream, I write everything backwards for you in my dojo. Five Tates before anything else. Do 360-degree kick. Not today. Greetings from Serbia. Oh, nice to see you. I'd love to visit. Andrew Tate. Damien, God damn you. God damn you. I mean, welcome, but thank you. The blockchain doesn't lie. What martial arts do you practice for real? My main karate style is Goju-ryu. I've practiced Shito-ryu, Shotokan, Rue-ryu. I've trained with Kyokushin, but I haven't trained Kyokushin karate. They don't do a lot of kata or anything like that anyway. I've done Muay Thai, Dutch kickboxing, Krav Maga, a little bit of grappling. Bob is wearing my BJJ white belt. I've done capoeira. Let's see, what else? I've done a bunch of weapons. I don't, those are like extra on the top. I don't really count. Do you fuck with what? I don't know what that is. Muddy. Oh, we got the Krillin Tate build. Oh, you voted before. God, I would love a Krillin vote. Jackie Chan. Kung Fu. Interesting. Andrew Tate's Mr. Clean bottle. Why, De La Torta, why did he look like a 1980s video karate instructor? Well, I was born in the 80s, and I am a karate instructor, so you're got a good eye. Krillin from Dragon Ball Z, you've already voted. Mr. Clean for real, you've already voted. Jonathan says he's a purple belt. Do Kamehameha if you're so real, if that black belt's real. I can scream and give myself burst blood vessels and an aneurysm, but that only really damages me. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like flashbanging yourself. You like it. Wilbert Smith says, this is the music teacher from Hollywood. Oh, nice. I'm a black belt martial artist. Me and as martial artists in the liberal arts, we stay humble. Do you do lessons? Yes. I put up just a random class I filmed the other day. I'm working on more just video lessons, and then as soon as the monetization stuff opens up, I'm going to get the Patreon set up for live classes where both like in this format where you can watch me and do it on your own, but also the version where we get on like a Zoom call and then I can watch your technique and then give you corrections. So all of those things are coming. I'm frantically putting them together. The blockchain. I've literally never seen a what for most of those in my area, but your kicks look extremely sharp. Thank you. I'm just again, you have not even seen the beginning. Okay, but I appreciate that. I used to be big on axe kicks, but it's so much. I've fucked up my back so super hard. I got bone spurs on my vertebrae, so it's like I kind of it's like if I want to do karate, I have to like let go of the back head kick, things. So just curious, what degree in black belt are you? I'm third degree in Goju Karate. Nice. I am Shodan in Goju. I'm Shodan in Chitoryu and also in Shotokan. Also technically Ishinryu, but my kata knowledge of Ishinryu is not really that strong. It's mostly the concepts, which I totally agree. I don't agree with the thumb up. I'm a thumb down guy, but I do punch vertically or like barely off kilter. I think it's the superior angle. So, Jim, is wax on, wax off actually useful? Well, we do actually do see that in the kata. I hate to be a karate nerd, trademark Jesse Enkamp, but yeah, it does exist. So there's a couple versions, right? You're thinking this circular thing, and in Rueiryu, it's very hard to say because it's a bunch of R's. Rueiryu, you have these like open-handed block. Everything's really open-handed. So it's these big circular things. It's sort of like we have Shuto Uke, which is a very straight kind of block, but it has kind of that same, the circle is this way, right? So that does exist and it does work. It's like, all it really is crossing your body inwards and outwards, right? Which is a lot of parrying and opening up, right? So Bob comes in with a punch here. I wax across the body, and not only have I gotten the fist off of the line of my very important face, the moneymaker, if you will, but now I've also opened him up this way, right? Or you can open him up this way, right? So he's got his guard up. I clear the lane for this or the uppercut front kick that I was talking about earlier. What is this style? Like, how does this style fight? Well, I mean, Goju people fight very close. A lot of in sparring, you can't really do point sparring in an old school Goju because it's like these short shots and a lot of like this kind of fighting. So I've done it all. I've done full contact. I've done light contact. I've done the kind where you get kicked in the nuts and you go, Sensei, nut kicks are illegal. And he goes, well, you need to learn how to defend it, clearly. So keep fighting. All fakers here. Oh. Wilbert Smith, I really like what you're doing for the chat, for martial arts. It's a music teacher from Hollywood. I vow to you what I mean to say we both bow together. Oh, thank you, Wilbert. Perry is everything. Wilbert, I remember you're the music teacher from Hollywood. My style is I fight up close. I like to pressure. Okay. I will keep kind of one hand down here and I fight people in gis a lot of the time. So, but even if they have gloves on, you can kind of grab it from underneath and, sorry, you can't see, and open this up from down here, pop, pop, pull it, right? That kind of thing. So I'm much more of a close-in person. I like to sweep, okay? Takedowns, those sorts of things. Thanks for humoring us, children. Oh, Chris, come on. Come on. I wear a karate gi and a black belt on YouTube Live. I would not be able to survive if I didn't have a little bit of skin, you know? The blockchain. I have 6 years in Muay Thai, 10 in BJJ, high school and college wrestling, and a bit of boxing. Jesus. How well do you think karate preps people for MMA versus other martial arts styles that are more traditional? It really depends on the school and the style, right? There are some styles that are very much about like the Olympic sport rule set, which is points. You know, they fight like this and they go, I, that kind of thing. There's the kind of like regular sort of sparring. There's like hardcore sparring, like Kyokushin sparring, where you just hammer on people and you just like, you take, and this person's also just bashing in your ribs and you just bam, 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 pound, pound, pound. Do that kind of thing, right? So it really depends. And the places that fight harder are harder to find because they don't appeal to the vast majority of the demographic that's into karate, right? It's mostly kids, just by numbers. So if you want more money, you have to cater to kids, which means catering to parents, which means not having people like bleeding all the time, right? So a lot of times those dojos will opt for light touch, you know? So the best dojos, I think, are the old school ones, very small. It's maybe like 20 people max, but probably more like 8 to 15. And it's just, you just try shit out, you know, and you just like challenge each other, and it's just a good time, you know? You're a legit stud. Gotta subscribe. Christopher. Wow, what a quick turnaround. I appreciate that. I always get them in the end. Blockchain. My wife is a 4th degree in Tung Soo Do, so that's my only real intro into karate. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of overlap, right? I mean, it's a lot of karate is like sharp kicks. You know, they fight forward. They prefer to use the rear hand because it's the strongest. Real emphasis on like hitting really hard. You know, being fast. So, I mean, that's how I got all of my black belts. Is that I have black belts in multiple styles, but 90 at least percent of the styles share the same core, you know, all of them. It's rising block, is Agiyuke, is Gyakuzuki, it's all the same, right? So a lot of it is just like stylistic differences between Shitoryu, you know, their Mawashi Uke is like, you know, very vertical. And then Goju's is like turned sort of palm forward. So little differences like that. I mean, you've got the Shotokan, which is stances here, versus my styles, which are kind of up here. It all depends. Do a backflip. You're late. I did one in the first 5 seconds of the stream when no one was here. Sambo is the best martial art. I can't really disagree with you. They train hardcore. The rule set's awesome. They allow for a lot of stuff. It produces monsters. I mean, anything that basically lets you sort of wrestle makes you hardcore. I learned karate at a mixed martial arts gym. That's cool. Are you 5'2"? No, I'm 5'8". The camera is tilted down so the light isn't blasting you right in the camera. Boki. I feel like karate has weak defense. No, I mean, it depends. It's like if you only train to defend or like be the first strike, then you haven't planned out for a whole fight. And that's my big problem with point fighting. It's not even that it's point based, but that it's like I can't really build a solid strategy when everyone's separated and we reset, right? It's like I need several attack attempts, right, to set something up. Here, bomb, 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 set it up, and then you hit them with the roundhouse, right? The question mark kick. You need time to build these strategies and to like be able to sell feints better, right? If I can hit you hard first, then my fakes are going to be really effective. But if I only have if I only have 10 seconds to fit in all, that's not how I work. So I recognize that fights go beyond a single strike. I've been hitting the head really hard. Fight still went on. I've been kicking the groin many times. Fight still went on. So, black belt in Kung Fu. That's dope. Blockchain. That's great information, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to share your knowledge with me. Definitely earned a sub. Fuck yeah. Seemed like a great guy, too. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a good hang. In school, they called me a bridge kid. I was just walking amongst all of the cliques, the jocks, the football team. I knew people that were cheerleaders. I knew the wrestlers. I knew the drama kids, the weird kids that nowadays I'd be very nervous about. You know what I mean? I knew everybody. And, it turns out most people are mostly the same. Why not just teach people how to fight properly? Oh, I do. But people want different things from martial arts, right? Not every person that's starting martial arts wants to fight. And that's okay, right? You get, you to a certain age, you have certain limitations. Some people can't realistically fight. Can your grandmother get into the ring? If not, then maybe Kata is like a decent idea for her to still get it in. So there's reasons for doing different things. But I train on a heavy bag for a reason, right? I train with knees. I train with elbows, right? You just seen half an hour of what I'm doing. And not even, this is really just me hanging out with you guys. Pull my plonker says, life's like a wank. You've got to put in the hard work and graft to get to where you want to be and enjoy it. Interesting. Well, not necessarily wrong. David Vargas, you definitely like your nipples squeezed. I actually don't. It doesn't really do anything for me. It's more like childish, I feel like, on my end. So I appreciate it, but no thank you in this instance. Yeah, I was joking. I respect all martial arts and those who partake. Sambo is just my choice. It's tough, though. Tore my rotator cuff, and now I'm out. See, and that's another reason why it's like some people just, like, I have gotten so many injuries that I'm, like, hanging on by a thread in a lot of places. And, I mean, you understand what I'm talking about. And it's like, it was only in my later years that I saw the wisdom, and because I've done kata competitions, for years, and that's, but that's just, I'm a dancer, so I don't mind the performance aspect. But, you get to a certain point where it's like, I just can't be laid up for 6 months, and not even just like because it hurts, but it's like you can't train, right? You tear your rotator cuff, you have to keep that shit solid, and it's like I'd go crazy. So I'd rather train lightly and like be able to do it consistently than have to like take half a year off or something because I've been there many times. David Vargas, I want to smell that foot. Again, you're not the first, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Sauce, do you watch Karate Combat and what do you think? I've tried to get into Karate Combat, but I just can't really. I just watched a match the other day. It was like a boxer versus a karateka, and the karateka was actually doing better boxing combos than the boxer. I was like confused as to which one was which at first, The pit is an interesting arena. I just don't think it's that interesting. It just gives you kind of a way to do the wall punch, or allows ground and pound from a standing position is really what it's probably for. But, you know, I don't really enjoy it. I wish they would open up the rules more, allow knees, and just have it be hardcore. Like it's like too soft. It's like not niche enough. You know what I mean? Like there's already kickboxing. There's already, like if I'm gonna watch kickboxing, I'm gonna watch like Muay Thai fights on one championship. You know what I mean? Like something like that. They're trying to split the difference too much, and I wish they'd just go hard into like this is old school karate. I wish they'd go bare knuckle, but it's a hard sell. You look like Andrew Tate in a karate outfit. Thank you, Carlos. Um, and I don't like totally mean that, but I do appreciate a vote. I wish we'd get someone else on the fucking board, but we accept life as it comes to us. However many Andrew Tate references it takes. Daniel LaRusso. Is that a vote? I don't think I look like him though. Goose Hunter. Shaolin Long Fist Kung Fu is one of the best martial arts. It develops both the body and the mind. Yeah, and that's what a lot of the people that are like that come from the MMA perspective don't really see. They're like, oh, so you just like meditate and you know I don't know, wear your gi to the pizza party. It's like no, no, no. There's this whole like philosophy and like a lifestyle to it, and unfortunately a lot of times in the MMA world the philosophy that's like pushed is very like alpha male, very like law of the jungle, and it's like, bro, I get it. You get to squeeze your muscles as hard as you can to choke out another man, right? And resist getting excited. I get it. Like you feel on top of the world. But like, for the same reason that it's like, well, I would just choke you out. It's like, well, I would just elbow or knee you or kick you. It's like, ugh, I wish we'd just go back to the style wars because clearly people want it. The weird kids are fun sometimes. Yes, they are. And I was weird. I am weird. Mad is not just angry. It is mad. Boki. To be honest, martial arts are just for fun. Fighting only happens maybe one time in or twice ever. Yeah, and if you're lucky, it never happens. So yeah, it is mostly for fun. And I used to have the attitude of like I just want to be as deadly as possible. I only want to do like maximum power. I was a power lifter. I got up to 220 pounds, bro, at 5'8", naturally. Okay, like I've done the max. I've done the max testosterone build, and it's not. It doesn't work when you're in your late 30s. That shit ends eventually. I thought that was Trump in the background. No. Kick him away. Is there Daniel Bernard says, is there a difference between Kempo and Shotokan Karate? Which is better? Uh, there is a difference. Kempo is, I'm going to say, more. I don't know a ton of Kempo. The Kempo I know was integrated into the Karate of the Green Power Ranger, who was my very first sensei. Yes, Jason David Frank, Tommy. Okay, go check the channel later if you want to watch it. But the Kempo is like, I think, more interesting than Shotokan. And it depends, right? There's a Shotokan teacher named Rick Houghton that is one of the most brilliant, forward-thinking minds in martial arts movement, or just movement in general. What he got through Aikido, I learned as a like training to be a dancer, and it's like we've come to the same conclusions, and it's like spot on. But that is very rare. Most of Shotokan is like for like looks, right? It's like the deepest stance that looks the best linearly, right? but like I can't really do a lot from here. I can't kick you in the head until my foot is like underneath me, and I got to come all the way up. So for my purposes, I think I would enjoy Kempo more, but I've done Shotokan, so, and I just don't like it. And I've done a lot of other things too. Jab. Injuries are the worst thing, man. Set you back. Then there's the mental aspect of it because you can't train. It's a nightmare. Yeah, and then it's like all because look, let's cut the shit. Okay, I've been a bodybuilder. I've been a bro. I've been a martial artist. Okay, I've done some chokes. So like I understand walking into a room and being like, it just feels really comfortable knowing that I could take anybody in this room, right? And if you're muscular, you look like it, and then people treat you like it already. Like when I was huge, right? I'd walk around and people would like be afraid of me. And they'd like get out of my way. People would like more compliant because they were afraid I was going to hurt them just because I was big. So, you know, but yeah, then you lose that overnight and it's like, oh shit. It's like being stuck in the Amazon and you lost like your, you know, infinite ammo sidearm. What do you think about Bruce Lee's method of fighting? I don't know if that's the name for what he practiced, his like Kung Fu stuff. I like his attitude of like, he was talking about oblique kicks long before it was ever a topic, right? I think he would have gotten into grappling heavily if he had lived longer, right? It was clear the next step. But I love his ideas of like being direct. I totally agree. I only rotate fully on the rear hand, really. I mean, my lead hook is here because it's closer, right here, and it's like more of a. That's for me. That's the rear hand, right? If I'm going that far, if I'm spending that much time rotating, that's when it's going to turn over. William animates. I'm back. Hello, William. Should I call you Bill? 1v1 says Lindemann. I'm 1v1 you. Bring back pride. Jabs, easy. Favorite finish? Spinning back elbow or spinning back kick to the head? I mean, yeah, that's like the flashiest one you could do, probably. I have been seeing, and I've always been a person that like I fight this way, and I think this way. I think of like third place solutions, right? So it's like everyone when you spin, it's gonna be a hook kick to the head because that's what everyone wants. It's like the maximum, you know, technical difficulty, whatever, which I don't even necessarily agree with that. But everyone expects it up here. So if you go low with it and hit the body, the leg, right? Andy Hoog was a kickboxer that used to like spinning back hook kick people in the legs. And it was super effective. Okay, you guys got to watch more Kyokushin. But my favorite finish would probably be, I think for me, I would like, because one of my signature moves is the lead leg front kick. I think I would like to strike the chin, and then as like the person falls down, I stomp down, right? I don't know, something like that. Oh. Get to talking, then I get cold. Bald, moist, critical. I like that. I think we have kind of the same build. I have like bigger arms than Charlie, but you know, he's got the Spider-Man build, just like me. I'd love to fight him, you know. Oh, wow, wow. Anyways, I get more Tian Shinhan vibes than Krillin. Oh, interesting. I've never heard that. That's the third eye guy, right? Okay, no Andrew Tate. I'll do you another. You look like starving Johnny Sins. Okay. All right. See, now I got to write this so that you can read it. Okay. Okay. It takes way too much brain power than I have. Uh, is this right? I say as if you can shout to me. God. Okay, whatever. Johnny Sins. Starving. One. Hey, something else is on the board, you know? And you got to take your victories where you can. Okay, a little life lesson. Take the victories. Also, hello. Hello, Martian. It's good to see you. Forever Black Music. Hello. Hello, welcome. Do you like Kazmat? A lot of people have suggested 2 to 3 years Dagestan to me, but I could not handle the sweat. Andrew Tate and Johnny Sins had a baby, and it's this guy. Anything that dilutes the Tate, especially Johnny Sins, I'll take that. Goose Hunter, I like ancient forms of karate, such as Kushanku or Okinawan karate. Mm-hmm. In these styles, you can see the core of karate, which has evolved in different directions. Totally, yeah. And my Shitaryu sensei was a Shorin-ryu base. So he had a lot of the old school stuff. And then my Goju sensei was definitely like old school Okinawan. We had somebody, it was only one guy, but we had one guy that practiced Eku, the oar. I, 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 I get the like cultural significance and everything of that weapon, but I would never train it personally. It's cool, but a lot of it is like sand-based attacks, you know, where it's like you just take the shovel part and you just flip sand at people and then you bash them on the head. Why do you have black belt on when you're not black belted, bro? But I am black belted. A few times over, actually. You know? God, I'm doing a lot of talking. I'm gonna do a little training. Roy Jones Jr. uses that lead hook position for the same reason. It's distance. It's just it lines everything up. Otherwise, I gotta otherwise I gotta make more distance, right? This is a lot tighter, and I can open this up anyway, you know? Oh, William, I was here on Sassy Saturday. Nice. I'm the dude who did the Okinawan karate and the oar. Oh, yes. See, I remember there was a conversation about it. I don't always remember which name it is associated with. So I brought it up because I know it's like fresh on my mind. So, welcome back. Goose Hunter, recently I had the opportunity to spar with a soldier of the Foreign Legion, a Savat champion. Damn, that's dope. What a great opportunity. What an elegant, at the same time effective in its brutality fighting style. Dude, Savat is no joke. The kicks, I mean, and they do, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they do, and excuse me, they do an old school version because of the footwear, right? But roundhouse kicks were not always done with the top of the foot, right? Nowadays, that's how they're taught, as like a slapping. But the original way of doing the roundhouse kick was the way you do a front kick with the toes pulled back, right? So you hit with the toes. I've tried this, and a lot of times I jam my toes and it really fucking hurts. And I've known a lot of people that have already like slipped tendons or broken their toes doing this. So I don't really train it a whole ton, but it is super cool and way more devastating. Jabs. Yeah, I love to use a spinning back kick to the body. Max Holloway uses it a lot. Great move. Generates power. Mr. Okote, long time no see. Oh, good to see you, brother. They called you Bald Charlie? Yeah. Moist Critical. I wish I had... My bank account said Bald Moist Critical. You sound a little like Nicolas Cage the way you talk. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a little, I think, in here, you know. I don't hear it as much. Like, to me, my voice resonates deeply. But it doesn't come out the same, so it's very annoying when I watch these videos back. I have a new one, Bald Keanu. Hell yeah. Get him on the list. Look at the slight upgrade. Huh? You guys can read. Well, the board is legible. I wouldn't presume to say that everyone in chat can read. That might be a bit much, you know. Bald Keanu. Okay, let's see if I can do this one backwards. Bald. Oops. Keanu. Oops. We just continue on. One. Thank you. My regular handwriting is slightly better than this. JK, fight nights. I definitely couldn't. He doesn't feel half his body. He sure is a rough one. Mr. Okote, very good memory. Yeah, see, and I have spent a lot of time worrying about that, but I do, it's like, oh, you know, I haven't been struck really hard since my back went out and everything happened. So I'm kind of curious, like, am I like, what's his face? Unbreakable? Who wins in a fight, Rodtang versus Bruce Lee? I mean, I would take Rodtang, honestly. I don't think changing the rules would affect him, and Rodtang is very used to tanking shots. He just takes it. And that kind of toughness with the power plus the quickness, I mean, and I'm assuming Bruce Lee is just like revived from the grave and he's like pushed into the fight. I'm assuming he has not seen all of these things and been exposed to them. Obviously can't feel, can't get hurt. That is something that's like, one of the things that's enabled me to do more of the karate is like the fact that the numbness has reduced some of the pain. I have pain in other ways, but, you know, it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's an interesting gift. So I'll take it, I guess, you know. I have to. So okay. I'm trying to get completely effortless. That's my goal. Is to get completely no tension. Here. You understand? Can't feel, can't get hurt. I'm playing with the idea of like throwing my hips forward is like very hard on my back. But if I can pull into the knee, I can kind of get some force with a very relaxed leg. I want it to be completely effortless. Completely. I know it's not possible, but still. See, I used to be a believer in back fists. but I just kept hurt. Like it just hurts. Like it's a good. You can get a good like snap, but it just hurts my finger bones more than anything else. You know. So I feel like a heavy kind of shuto knife hand. This muscle here. I mean, I've been hit here and like had my neck been put out of place and then need to go to the chiropractor. That's just me, but you know, if it worked on me, maybe it'll work on someone else. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I've also been wanting to try out my furodachi. Okay. Okay. It's about here. So I'm a little over inwardly rotated, like I was earlier in stream, probably like 40 minutes ago. So this hip is already kind of cocked forward, which puts this elbow forward, which lets me launch straight from the hip, you know. And then I can further rotate if I want to, turn this into a front stance right for like a check hook. Boom. And I can go from a pretty wide angle here. Mr. Okote, are you into the axe kick? I'm not quite as flexible to make a great magashigeri. Is that what it's called? I guess I've never really called it by its Japanese name. So I always spam kakatogeri to get the head in sparring. Remind me what kakatogeri is? I have such a bad memory for names. The axe kick is interesting. It feels cool when you're not hitting something with the axe kick. In my experience, every time I've hit something with the axe kick, it like hyperextends my knee and it feels really fucking bad. So I've tried breaking boards with an axe kick, you know, but every time right behind the knee, it's like this very bad feeling. So Andy Hoog did it, but I mean, forgive me if we've probably talked about this before, but he also didn't come down like this. He kind of came down like at an angle, crashing into the collarbone. A little different. Oh, kakatogeri is axe kick. Gotcha, okay. Goose Hunter, what do you think about the ninjutsu and meditation used in this war system with variations of the hand system? Is that like this stuff? I believe a lot of ninjutsu that we see today is Hollywood horseshit. Legit ninjutsu, like everything else, you got to think like, what are the things that have actually been super effective in human history? It is not the overly complicated, super badass looking things, right? Like, it looks badass to have sunglasses on and pull out a revolver, I guess, but like, it doesn't look badass to like punch with like it looks cool to do a huge overhand, or you load up for the pitched uppercut, but like that's not what ends up working. Simple, direct work. So ninjutsu was probably just a bunch of like spies, not like assassins. It was just people that carried like a couple like distraction items on them. They probably like spoke a couple languages, had a couple disguises, probably walked around in the daytime. And then someone's like, hey, you're not the CEO. Pocket sand, bam, and then you run. I think that's what ninjutsu really was. But after like the 1950s or 60s or something, it like started to show up in media as people in black, whatever. But again, that wasn't even about ninjutsu. It was just in movies, you put like people in black clothing that were supposed to be mysterious killers. That was just what they wore. So it became part of the lore because of the media. I'm not a history buff on ninjutsu. Hey, bro, I started boxing. I've been to a few classes before. Wish I started sooner. Don't know if you remember me. Hell yeah. I definitely remember you. That's what I'm talking about. Well, tell me about the classes, man. Like, what are you having fun with? What are you learning? That's dope. Look, already, just by going and trying out a few classes, you have already gone past like 90% of the population. You know what I mean? So like already you should give yourself a pat on the back for that, you know? The Naruto stuff. Oh yeah. I wish, man. But with my luck, Naruto would be real and then I would just be Brock Lee and I would have no powers at all and I'd just be furious and train until I was injured and I very much identify with Brock Lee. It's Jason Bourne. Not quite. If I need a pencil to be Jason Bourne, right? That's why I need to learn hand fighting stuff to like really get good at, you know. Oh, I mean, fuck, I'm right here. I'm a grown-ass black belt, you know. I do really like climbing techniques, and I do a lot of fucking around with people's hands, but, you know, the transferring between is like the really interesting thing. See, as I always want to move levels. I never want to stay in this position. I always want to move to like here for a sweet four, you know. See, I like being able to generate power from short places too, you know, where I can like put my arm into position and then accelerate into it. Fire it off. It's not max power. Yeah, I know. Just being. Keep up the good. Thank you. What do you think of the Chinese system of leverage and grip control? Chin Na. I've heard the name before. I'm not super familiar with it, but I think hand fighting and grip fighting while standing is highly underrated. I mean, the Wing Chun folks and like all of the traditional guys that do a lot of the hand trapping stuff get a ton of flack from people that practice combat sports. And they're like, oh, that wouldn't work. And it's like, bro, you couldn't do half of your punches if you didn't have gloves on because you don't train without gloves. So, again, it's just more people like getting hard for their own rule sets and thinking it's superior. But, in an actual fight, if there are weapons, if someone tries to take your watch or your wallet, fighting for grips and like positioning is huge. It's huge. If we did pancration nowadays, we'd see. I mean, well, they don't do below the leg, right? But you know what I mean. We'd see it more because like I've done this in sparring too. Again, it's not like a technique, so people get really confused, and because it's not like within the bounds of like what karate's supposed to be, it short circuits them, right? But like if I'm close, I'll like jam people up in the arm, right? So if I see them go for it, I'll just stiff arm them and like interrupt them. It's not about max power, but it like short circuits their brain. And they're just like, huh? And then you have an opening to blam, blast them. But I need to research more the Chin Na. Mr. Okote, if all ninjas are supposed to dress in all black, guess all Interpol guys have to dress like Bond. Andrew shit. Karam, it's fun already. People think I already did boxing because I'm pretty jacked and my skills are already decent. But at my first light sparring on Monday, got destroyed because the guy boxed for 5 years. Dude, that's the one you want to be fighting. That is high potency, concentrated learning, okay? The better sparring partners you have, the more you get your shit rocked, the more you learn. Especially early, like, and you're gonna get respect from like the people that have been there for a long time that see that you're willing to throw down, and like be cool about it. So good for you, man. That is so fucking dope. I'm elated to hear that, man. You followed through. And look, you're already a natural, right? People think you've already done it. I was told that when I started salsa dancing. Well, guess what? I became a salsa teacher and I won Latin ballroom competitions. Okay, I made a bunch of money teaching classes. So, if people are telling you that early on, I would listen. Just, I think you are. The good work. I didn't finish typing my bed. It's okay, Justine. It's okay. Mr. Okote, max power is useless if you can't even hit the guy. Yeah, exactly. If you load up all of your shots, but you don't land them, then how powerful are you? Because you have exerted zero power on someone else. Ooh. Mid-level karate is letting the body go and only tensing when you... Ugh. Only tensing. Don't tense your throat when you're talking. When you have to take the blow or do a hard block. Yeah, exactly. It's about efficiency, right, of your breath. Excuse me. See, I talk too much and then my throat goes raw. Yeah, everyone learns great from brain damage. Exactly. Yeah, how many sparring partners are you going to have if, you do that kind of stuff? What do you think about sporting duels with medieval weapons in full armor called HEMA? I think it's dope. I think it's super cool, and we're finding out that, like, knights aren't these, like, clunky robot movers, They can move. They can throw roundhouse kicks, right? It's pretty dope. So I think it's great. I think it's a fun spectacle, and that's the thing is, like, combat sports have to be interesting to watch. That's why karate combat doesn't have the numbers. It's like, again, it's like trying to split the audience too much. I don't know. Bro, are you actually a black belt or are you just posing? What would convince you, I wonder, that I was a black belt? Karam, thank you, bro. I'm going on Thursday again. Finally, I have something to look forward in life, and all the other things became normal already. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, it sometimes, it just takes that one little, and especially with something like training, where it's like, okay, there's a game plan, there's a daily game plan, there's a weekly goal. It's like, it keeps the engine moving. And sometimes that is all it takes to get you out of some of those places. So good on you, brother. I am super fucking proud. That is excellent. More people need to have courage to do stuff because more people would find out that, like, they're actually kind of a natural. He legit. Thank you, Mr. Okote. Thank you. I feel legit. Am I too legit to quit, though? I don't know. I don't know. Who said hi? Edward? Huh? Welcome. Mr. Okote, the thing I like the most about karate combat is Boss Root and being excited and commenting. Honestly, can't wait for time to pass and to get better. Yeah, and it helps the time pass, man. And by doing those daily reps, you kind of get into the rhythm of, like, we get too bent out of shape on, like, oh, it's the start of the week, it's Monday, it's Wednesday. It's like, if you separate yourself and you just look at, like, It's just cycles, man, and it's like the days aren't that different from each other. You know, you can just find the rhythm a lot easier and not resist it so much. You know, sometimes I just feel like Friday feels like a weekend day. And if I have that kind of attitude, it makes it a lot easier, you know? But yeah, keep it up. And yeah, don't be afraid to try out new stuff. I mean, I would, again, not that I should tell you what to do, but I would highly recommend sticking with the very experienced people. If you can get sparring matches with them, do it. Because you, just by watching them and being in their presence and seeing them do it in real time, you will just absorb more. You will just be better by proxy. It works. When I was in ballet class, I sucked at first, but then once I started getting into the advanced classes where other men were, and I saw them do things really well, it got me to a new level. So there's something very powerful about being surrounded by skilled people that are way above you. Should I do training for boxing every day or chill out and don't mess with my recovery? Bach says you will absorb brain damage also unless there's nice people. Do something really well. Grenade plume? What do I do really well? I don't know. Tonfa maybe? Do I do Tonfa well? There's these here. No. Likely the good people will be a bit nicer, yes. Personally, I like traditional karate weapons. Tonfa, sai, or nunchuck. Yeah, me too. I don't go too crazy. You know, the meteor hammer is probably the craziest thing I do, but again, that's just for fun. You know, I don't really know what I'm doing with that one. Um, I don't even really, sorry, William, but I don't really fuck with the oar that much. It's just not my thing. You know, the staff I really love. Mr. Okote, can you give us some insight into the sticking hands? I guess that in Japanese is called kakie, but I don't remember it specifically. I'm translating all the Japanese to Spanish to English. Damn, that's hard. Um, Karam, yeah, right now I don't know who is good and bad. I had to ask the guy. He told me he is boxing for 5 years already. That's good. You'll get an eye for it. I mean, you know, it won't take long for you to be able to recognize who's actually really very skilled. The people that look like they're doing a little bit less, but it's like, how does he hit that hard? Follow that, you know? Sticking hands is like, it's a principle, right? And this isn't done in very many places. So what I like to do because I have sticky hands when I fight, I will like put my hand here, but I'm not just planting it here, right? I'm like making a frame by attaching my lat to my arm so that I'm leaning my body onto this arm. So I'm putting. There. So I'm kind of forward and down here. So it's like it's difficult to like hold up, which means that I stick here. If he moves, I kind of move with him because some of my body weight is committed to him, right? So that's a big. It's like I'm talking about the principles, right? I can't give you drills or anything, but it's like you connect to his body weight by making your connection stiffer, right? So here I can move this isolated from the shoulder, but if I clamp it down and make this one thing here, now this is, you know, like a good percentage of my body weight on, God damn it. Are you kidding me? Okay. Oh, there it is. it's a lot, like it's already hard to hold your arms up as it is in boxing. So adding that pressure is a lot harder. And then that allows you to roll over, right? I will just naturally roll over here. And like this way, I can also exert pressure inward, right? So committing your body, connecting your arms to your core and then moving like from here gives you so much power. I mean, here's another thing I used to do. People would try and go for a leg wrap sweep, right? So they like get close to your lead leg and they try and get behind it. If you connect your elbow to your core and then you put your hand on their hip bone, they cannot take your balance, right? Unless they shatter your forearm bones. When they move forward, it moves me back. When I move forward, it moves him back. So when he moves his center to commit to the takedown, it keeps him back. So his hips stay back here, right? So kakie, sticky hands, I prefer to call it heavy hands, right? I'm here, I'm like collapsing under and I'm exerting like pressure, right? When I go like this for these like techniques here, it's not that my wrist is so, my extensor muscles are so friggin' powerful that I can overpower his like bicep and shoulder. No. It's that connected, I can put all of my weight here. And then now I've rolled over and I can take that arm and do what I want to with it, right? So that's kind of the principle. Oh, perfect timing. Look who showed up. What's your favorite martial art? I mean, karate is my favorite, but I like different ones for different reasons. Capoeira is a lot of fun. It's just not one that I want to commit my entire life to. So I'm already 20 years deep into this, so I think I'm just going to go in this direction. Goose Hunter says, perfect sticking hand techniques include Wing Chun under the name Chi Sao. Quangjing, now turn your body one way and turn your lead foot the opposite way. That unwinding will add to the trap and pull of their arm. Turn your body one way and turn your lead foot the opposite way. Like this? Are you talking like this? Because I've been playing, I think you might be a little later to the stream. I've been playing with the Sanshin stance and using like a Fudodachi instead of Zenkutsu forward, some kind of like this in-between place here. The over-rotating feels really powerful. I can load up without like turning super far, right? So like here, straight on, if I load up all the way, I'm like way offline, which some people are going to say is good, but I need to minimize for my own personal reasons, right? So I'm pre-rotated, I'm fully cocked right here, and I can unload, bam, from that place. God, I feel it deep in my ass, you know what I mean? This is what our Tai Chi is. Yeah, Quangji, I finally checked out your Sifu. That stuff looks crazy. And he has this popping, like shock kind of, where he's very good at like generating a wave in his body and like putting it into where he wants to. It's very interesting. I've checked out a bunch of it, and I've like been thinking about the principles, because again, we do a lot of these techniques in karate, especially in goju, but we don't really talk about it or really trying to apply it. But even like the sliding principle, right? I know this is a thing in Wing Chun too, where it's like sliding, right? So I hit him here, but I have all of this, and I can keep. God damn it. And I can keep exerting pressure right this way, which can be a takedown, which can be a lot of things. So I'm definitely on board with sticky hands, Mr. Okote. I follow your explanation. It's like that kata of Goju Sanshin. I'm getting like the clinch in Muay Thai, but instead of hanging on the neck of the rival, you hang on the arm of the guy. Totally. Or like clothing too, right? Like you can grab onto stuff here and like connect him. So if you're working on somebody, I would definitely recommend holding on to them, right? Like again, knees, it makes them 10 times better to hold on. And then it allows you to do so much. You know, I don't have to commit all the way up here. I can bring him to me. It's just so powerful. So grabbing, I mean, there's a reason it's the human's first instinct, right? When like in street fights, people grab hair. Not why I shave it, by the way. But people grab onto stuff because being able to control something is a superpower. So you know, you shouldn't give it up just because you ball up your fists. You know, I prefer to keep the hands open to allow for these things, right? Hand into the arm of the guy. Jacob Hendrick, looks like you can feel and control their balance with that technique. Very cool. Exactly. Ashiumi. Rikikomi? Yeah, and that's all it is. It's like it's connecting you to them. So, right, when something's loose, the energy it finishes in the joint. But when it's tight, it moves as a board. So I can kind of choose when I feel and control his movement and mine, right? I can keep this kind of loose and work my way in here, but then like stiffen up and brace, right? So instead of using just my legs, I can assist, right? So there's a lot of like reasons to perform techniques that are not strikes. This is like a huge part of fighting, but all we want to do is stand and bang, right? But there's more to it than that opens up all kinds of crazy options, you know? Goose Hunter, what do you think about Ki-ai Karate and the art of generating destructive vocal power? I have not seen personal evidence of chi energy, but there is something to be said about having an intention, right? So like, if I tell you to scream at the top of your lungs, it's gonna be and feel different, and that is gonna translate into your body. If it's like someone's about to like kill your most loved person in your life, you know, like there's intention and focus affect certain things. So like a lot of the ki is not about like taking magic energy and putting in your iron fist and then you blast through concrete. It's about like the ki, and I have I just released a video today actually about this principle. So after the live, go check that out because I talk about it. But it's like essentially with using the muscles and the breath in this way where you squeeze from the inside out, it like squeezes out this like this force, right? And then the vocals, like again, it sets context. It does a lot. So it's more than just like, ha! You know, you can be loud without communicating anything. To me, a ki needs to also communicate, right? When do we ki? We ki on the final or strike or the one at the end of the kata, right? When it's 1, 1, 2, ai, there. But everyone just does it because they're copying. It's different, okay? And it's kind of late. My throat's really raw. So I'll show you an example of what I mean, okay? Bless my neighbor. Damn, I think that lat training like pull-ups should be mandatory. I think so, Mr. Okote, because the lats tie into the serratus anterior muscle, which is the boxer's muscle. That is the muscle that brings your shoulder blade forward when you punch, right? That Bruce Lee, that's why he has all these muscles here. What you should do is do pull-overs. Pull-ups are one thing, but getting the arms straight in front of the body, really, again, it mimics this position. So check out pullovers and try them with like a sort of straight-ish arm, and you'll feel it in here. It is crazy, and it will make your throwing techniques more powerful, right? Your takedowns, your sweeps. No, lead foot 45 degrees, stepping out as a body, rotate the opposite way. This way. I'll have to show it to you in person. It's hard to explain online. That's hard. Yeah, that's always the hardest thing. You know, it's like using words when you could just like, because when you gave me the timestamp on the other video, it's like, oh, yeah, of course. And you know, for whatever reason, it's just the translation. You know, it's I get that it's frustrating. I want to know so bad. You give me all these tips. You know, it's good. Got me thinking a lot about, you know, again, my approach, because in the past, I've been this like, again, the dancing, right? Professional dancer, you must be good with footwork. Yes, but like, it's exhausting and it's hard on the back to constantly like adjust my balance, right? My spinal erectors are firing depending on where I am between my legs, and so it's like doing all these crazy. I just can't really do it. It doesn't make sense for me, you know. So what I need to do is minimize, be efficient, small, and also like, you know, kind of like resting on my bones more than I got to get out of the old mindset, you know. What's the name of the Tai Chi Sifu? I got curious. That is a question for Kwangji, but it is it's like Marvin. Oh God, hopefully put it in chat. Chopping the arm, not calling the arm. Basically chopping the arm down and turning one way against the foot, which is going the opposite way. Hold the gi. His name is Marin Spivak. Yes. And I checked out some of his stuff. He's a little bit like, it looks like he's shorter, or at least his sparring partners are taller. He's very like, he does like 1-inch punch, but like with all parts of his body. Like he'll do it out of his elbow, like bam, you know, and he does a ton of sweeps. And he does one of my favorite ones, which is where you take their lead foot with your rear and you grab their arm, you pull it, so it's like you do this. And so you pull them like that way. Super funny. It works like people are not expecting it. Especially when you grab the arm, that's where their focus goes. They go like, oh, right here. And then you hit them with the leg, and you're also pulling in a way that's like opposite to the way they're kind of expecting. It's super cool. You should check it out. Also trained with Dominic Cruz, Mike Easton, and Ryan Hall. Why, though, says, I squeezed out a fart. Does that count? Count for what? I mean, if you're counting farts, then count it. Count it, brother. Kwangji, some of the Tai Chi striking engagement is crazy, huh? Yeah, also very good for wrestling. Again, it's like people, it's like when you point to a dog and it's like, look over there, and the dog looks at you at the end of your finger and it's like, no, you're stupid. You know, it's like everyone focuses on this. And it's like, there is so much, even just like focus on this and this, but it's like, there is so much else. You know, like I was going over my notes, right? Because I have a 30-page document of like how I'm crafting my personal style to like fit my body, you know. And one of those things is, you know, replacing, because the overhand is this huge commitment, you know, it's this huge bend through the spine, which is like my bad side. So I just need something that's like shorter, so that's like less leverage on the spine, right? So like a haito, like a ridge hand, but going up on the forearm can give me that kind of like strong overhead power without really heavily committing my torso or weight, you know? So I've been thinking about those ideas a lot. And I need to train more, you know, because I don't have enough time to explore all the ideas I have. Mr. Okote, is there any YouTube video about the sticky hand technique but in your system, Mr. Kwangji? My Tai Chi instructor is teaching a seminar in Colorado next month if you're interested. Oh man, if I could travel next month, I would. I don't know if I can, though. Mr. Okote's in South America, bro. Thank you for the invite. And the lead hand is what's chopping down and trapping. Oh, I see. So, like... So are you saying you're, like, using your back to assist the trapping arm? Kind of like... Is that what you're saying? Because, I mean, we do that in all of our blocking, right? Here... Well, you can't see, but I'm flexing my back muscles. Karen, what exercises should I do in the gym to improve my boxing? Well, okay. You should try the pullover, which a lot of people are going to say use a straight arm and like balance yourself on a bench. I like to do these just laying on a bench normal, taking a dumbbell or like an easy curl bar is my favorite. Letting it go behind the head, stretch in here. Again, look up the boxer's muscle. It'll be a picture of these abs right here. And that's what gets engaged when you bring your arms down this way. Okay, when you bring your shoulder blades forward. So pullovers I would definitely do. Okay, easy curl bar. That will make you stronger at the end of your punch, not only generating forward, but then like resisting blowback too. You'll feel strong underneath your arms, which is where you want it, right? You don't want to be up here. You want to be supported from underneath so that you're solid, right? You're connected into the core. Again, same thing as like the heavy hands principle. I would also, Karam, I would do face pulls. It's going to be a lot of forward on your shoulders, which you might become overdeveloped in the front, and then you'll have like injuries in your shoulders, and you won't be sure why. Face pulls are where you take like a rope attachment, like a cable attachment, and you grab it this way and pull it past your face like you're doing double bicep pose, right? It's going to hit a lot of, use very light weights, extremely light weights, and just pump those. It will even you out and give you better shoulder health, which will let you do more boxing, you know, down the line. Do you know Tang Sodo? I don't, but it's interesting. I know it's a Chuck Norris thing, right? Kwangji, basically just a lot of ashiumi, rikikomi, and switch stance, but also constantly searching to get your head behind one elbow or the other. Sounds like an entry for some wrestling. Oh, and I used to do Tang Sodo and Judo. That's a good combo. You get the striking, right? You close the distance. I've seen some crazy ass Judo entries where like they'll do it from back here and they like jump and then throw, but they like use the jump to initiate this crazy thing. It's wild. It's so cool. I wish my back could take it. Kwangji, my friend is a black belt in Tang Sodo, formerly top 5 in UFC. Fought TJ Dillashaw to decision. His name is Mike Easton. Oh, I recognize that name. Quangji says, man, I have a great Tai Chi counter to overhands and hooks, but it's hard to explain online. Oh, man. I'll have to show it to you in person someday. Yes, sir, definitely. Do you ever watch those Adesanya seminars? No, they are on my list, but I was more interested with what I'm working on in my own personal practice in your Tai Chi Sifu's videos. But that is on my list to, I'll probably get to those like tomorrow night. And then I'm not sure if I'll stream again this week. So by the next time I stream, I should have watched the Adesanya seminar. Thank you. You're giving me so much material. It's so nice. You know, I'm so used to being in just the teacher position, where it's just me explaining everything. You know, but to like talk shop and get stuff back and like ID, it's like, oh, it's so huge. So thank you. That's what a gift. Karam, I already do these exercises. Good to know I already do things right. Thank you, brother. I do face pull with easy bands, by the way. Nice. Next level of pullovers is the muscle up. Yeah, body weight pull over the bar. God, I haven't done them in years. I don't think I could do one just like off the cuff now. I don't have enough vertical space with my pull-up bar to even try it. So, but yeah, Karam, it sounds like you're off to a great start. You're probably in like the best position you can be, honestly, for what you're doing. I mean, yeah, like you're set up, you're natural, you're jacked, you're going to the gym. You know, you could work on your cardio, but honestly, I don't know that the cardio you get from long duration running, for example, which is what everyone says you should do, like hit the road. I think we talked about this, right, about doing road work. I just feel like doing boxing specific cardio is it's just gonna be so much more useful. It's like a useful gas tank, you know. But if you want to be able to run for a long time, you know, please don't let me stop you. Quangji, if you want to see the closest thing that expresses how we use our Tai Chi, there is an Anderson Silva seminar on the same YouTube page as the Adesanya seminar. Oh, interesting. God, you're such a gold mine. God damn it, I gotta hire you. Okay. Anderson Silva seminar, same channel. Dope. I will be checking that out. Yes. Love to see it. Thank you, brother. If I do pull-ups, is it enough, or should I do pullovers instead? Pull-ups are going to be enough, man. I mean, honestly, like, bang for your buck, pull-ups are going to do more, just because it's like you can get, right, if you kind of arch your back a little bit, you can get sort of the opposite of what you're doing, and that's the important thing, is that you just kind of even out. You're doing like 500, 1,000 reps forward. You just want to get some reps of something backwards too, you know, keep you balanced. But it sounds like you're already doing everything you need to. I wouldn't overthink it. One thing, I don't know if you've heard of the Palov press. You can take one of those bands, right, and you stand sideways to it, and then you walk away from it, and you can go in and out, or you can turn, and that'll really hit the core hard. My Tai Chi instructor spars same way as I do, but just way better. He definitely knows how to step off center line. I mean, I would say so. Well, and he also does a good job of putting himself in a position where he can use his footwork. Again, I'm really big on foot sweeps, and I saw him do a ton of them in a row. He did like 20 in a row in 3 minutes. So I was like, yeah, this dude knows what he's talking about. Yeah, I will look that exercise up. Can you repeat it? The Palov press. It is Pallov press. And yeah, it's just like all you do is you have a band, right? If Bob's holding the band, you just turn 90 degrees to it, in and out. You'll feel it. When you feel it in here, you know you're doing it right. But if you're doing pull-ups, I would say instead of doing pullovers on top of that, if you did pull-ups and then the Palov press, you would be getting the best of both worlds. So that is actually what I'd recommend. Yo, Quang, Tai Chi is Southern or Northern Kung Fu? Northern. Beijing brands of Chen style, so Chen, I'm not going to try and say that, and Chen Yu, then my teacher. Okay, brother, got it. Thank you so much. Oh, Scarum, I want to hear a status report, you know. It sounds like you're in the best position, not only in terms of what you're doing, but like, it sounds like you know what you're doing. You're natural. You got it. It's literally just a matter of time. Like you said, it's just like, just you're doing it, and eventually you're going to be a pro, right? You're going to be, you know, slipping into your Philly shell and, you know, your rolls and your pull counters and stuff like that. It's going to be sweet. And then, you know, maybe we spar one day, okay? You clown on Sensei. Mr. Okote, interesting. I always thought it was Southern. My ignorant ass thought it was like a cousin of Wing Chun. Thank you, Quang. Yeah, thank you. I love it when we talk shop and chat. Oh. Gotta take it easy. Gotta work the other side of this fudodachi I've been doing. There. See, I'm trying not to like overcommit this way too. I'm trying to stay very much on my base. Here. And this I'm almost extended, not quite. And see here I can just fall. I can just fall into this and everything just kind of falls out of my pocket. Okay, the question is putting it into practice. That's the key. It's meant to be learned fast. Yeah, boxing? Oh, yeah. Stars Moth. Will you ever show us what a lethal karate chop looks like? Like a finisher move? Yeah, it depends on the content. Okay, so I'll look for those. Because that's what I want. And some of this stuff like this internal rotation really like expands the back of the sacrum, right? And so like I'm getting a little bit of a stretch and it's like alleviating some of that. So it's really nice. It's like, oh, giving me room to breathe in the back, you know? Very nice. Who knew? The old geezers doing the traditional stuff actually kind of, you know, had some good ideas. I include myself in geezers. I have all this like, see with this coiling in, I have so many places to like fire from. That's so interesting. And I'm always ready to like, I'm half ready to, I can like really fast twitch, hit that, boom, 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 boom. This is karate training, okay? Stars Month. I did not expect you to have an answer for that. I'll keep those in mind next time I have to defend my vitals. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, really, if you're going to karate chop, you might as well just go digging for eye jelly, you know? Just see what you come up with. Okay, crazy story. I was 10 years old when I started learning karate from the Green Power Ranger, okay? Video on the channel, blah, blah, blah. We learned eye gouging at 10 years old. He was like, okay, it's basically like putting your thumb into an orange. You want to stick it all the way in and then scoop it out like this, right? And so we had like dummies like this where it was like scoop in and out. My mother is just like having an aneurysm in the spectator area, and I'm just like, whoa, you know. I felt like a ninja for sure. Mr. Okote, that tap on the neck is legit. In pop classes, they taught us to try a little tap, and damn, it feels like an entire electrical shock, and metallic smell hits you suddenly. Andrew Tate looking guy. Wow. Wow. Da, 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 da. You are number 8 for the evening. Okay? Move this back here so you can read it. Number 8 for Andrew Tate. All right? Not original, but consistent. So I'll give you that. Yeah, and there's a nerve cluster back here. We used to learn this move called the fairy slap, which chat is just going to have a heyday with, I'm sure. The fairy slap was a wrapping technique where you strike with the back of your hand, but you hit the nerve cluster that's like on the back of the trap here. There's a certain, it takes so much training, and it's so not worth it to devote like the number of hours it would take to get consistent with this. But if you hit them in the nerve cluster, it like shuts you down for a second. It's kind of like getting a liver shot where it's like, oh fuck. I've only ever gotten it once with a willing partner that was just standing there, right? But there are nerve clusters if you hit them really hard, right? There's a move we have in Seipai. It's, well, first we have this move where you strike the groin, right? Here. And then you strike the neck. But it's not like this, right? It's very like, it's kind of like in and sliding. So it's not this, it's kind of like here. So you just attack all of these muscles here, and like, I mean, it sucks. It really sucks. So not everything's about brain damage, you know? Kwangji, I feel as though you understand what I'm saying about the crew's footwork. Another great person to watch is Willie Pep. Really? Jack Daniels? Hell nah. Willie Pep. See, I come prepared. I have note-taking materials prepared. Willie Pep. Footwork. I will check that out. Thank you. I love the homework you give me. God, it's so good. Johnny Sins is crazy how you can kick effectively with that much weight dangling around. Well, that's the thing, is like that weight as a ballast is hanging from my plumb line, right? So it really like I can have my leg up here and do all these things, and it really keeps me anchored. You know, I can do these crazy, actually this is a really great exercise. Do these crazy things, and I feel solid, right? Because the weight of my nads just keeps me so centered, right? If you want to get good kick dexterity, this is what you do. I wasn't even trying to do that today. But I need to do that, so that's good, thank you. That type of smashing energy we call za. Za. You're more like Johnny Sins' evil brother, Donnie Sins. I like that. I don't love the name Donnie, but I like the evil twin angle. Kwangji, Lyoto Machida's website has some good stuff for footwork. The footwork mastery course is like $225. Damn. You get access to it for $35. That's how I know Ashiyumi and Rikikomi, which I need to write those down too. Ashiyumi, Riki, Komi. Nice. $35 a month. I mean, depending on, like, I normally, for those services, like, I'll, like, $35 a month is a little steep, but usually I'll just block out like a couple months and I'll try and storm through the material as fast as possible, get the stuff that I need, and then get out. It's worth it for you since you already know karate. And that's the hard thing about, and I mean, you understand this, right? But it's like you get to a certain level and then it's like, well, there's not really anything new. That like you have to really dig for the deep, like intricate detail kind of stuff, the nuanced stuff, which it takes, years to get there. So, you know, I'm just so tired of like clicking on a video and it's like 6 super advanced tips and it's like, make sure to keep your elbow down. Oh, it's like, oh my God. Yeah, come on. That's what I did, so you don't have to. Oh, I appreciate it. It's amazing. And honestly, that's where it's like, for people that need training, it's one thing, but master classes are at this point and where I'm at, the key for me is like, I need a really deep dive, where you hit a concept or a principle super hard and, it's I just can't tell you how refreshing it is to have this kind of conversation. I'm not surrounded by many martial artists, so to have these like these things that I can learn, actively, because that's my favorite part. I've said it before, but the learning aspect is way, like, I teach because it's a passion, but learning's for me too, I mean, the teaching's for me too, but you know what I mean. Present you with some different perspectives. Just check out the stuff on Ashiyumi Rikikomi. I will, definitely. You will definitely be heavily represented in my, I call it my core principles document. It's just, I keep all of my notes on the angles I choose, the stance, intricacies, different principles. One of the principles is like having an amorphous tentacle arm, right? So like I can, again, it's sort of what I was talking about earlier, where it's like you can disconnect the arm, and if he moves in, the arm can collapse and I don't do anything. Or I can be heavy with it and not extended, right? Not in it, but just like flowing, like rolling through, and I can get that here, So like little notes like that, I have like 30 pages of those little cues to try and like keep me mentally in the like, I use a lot of visualization. So, has anyone ever licked your head? Yes. A person has licked my head, and a dog has licked my head. But I think he probably would have done that anyway. Mr. Okote, 2 years in Dagestan or 2 years in Okinawa? Okinawa, man. Island life? Yeah. Plus, I mean, I speak a little Japanese. Sonny, how do you deal with an opponent who has explosive diarrhea? Nothing. I feel like the problem takes care of itself. You know what I mean? Eventually they get dehydrated. Their electrolytes are going to go out. Their muscles aren't going to be able to fire that well. You've already won. And if someone is still fighting you when they have explosive diarrhea, then you have far bigger problems, okay? Because that person is willing to do anything. Carbon pill? What is that? Do a little of this. And really, what I'm taking out in the nunchucks is not just doing this kind of stuff, but like what I just did, where it's like you go here and then you reach for it here. The idea of, instead of reaching like this, snaking around your own body to, collapse into this protected place, you know, this like snaking sort of. So those are the kinds of considerations I'm thinking about in my technique at this point. What if that person is my Uncle Freaky Bob? Well, I train to fight Bob every single day. So I'm not afraid of your uncle. Quanji, what is it called when you move your back leg to your front leg first to move forward? Tsunagiashi? I'm not sure. There's like Tsugiashi, which is this. There's Okuriashi, which is stepping offline and then stepping up behind. That's a principle in Rueiryu. They do a lot of like step long, come up with this back leg to, you know, like, it's like, so it's like lunge forward here, step up, you roll that hand over into a jab. And then the other side is where it's here. Oh, ha ha ha, says fake black belt. Yeah, see, people think this says Amazon, but it says Arawaza. Can you show me your technique for a sidekick? Sure. So, I don't do a lot of thrusting sidekicks anymore, but the principles are the same, right? So, basically, you have your feet pointed this way. Bob is mugging me. Bob wants my lunch money, okay? So I'm going to show Bob my heels so that I can pick up this leg and fire it sideways. So the key is getting the knee up high, right? A lot of people go like this and then kick out. That's so much extra stuff. Just pick it up, collapse it to your chest, point your heel, right, at your enemy, out. You're basically stomping to the side. You just turn yourself this way so that instead of stomping like this, you stomp like this. Okay? So turn your heels here, lift up, and fire out. And the way I perform side kicks, I don't over chamber. A lot of people bring it up here, fire out, bring it all the way back. It's way too much. I just pick it up from where it is, which is kind of like along my shoulder line. Here, out, in. You know, if you're doing kata and stuff, you can do the bladed side of the foot. But if you want to move someone back, give them the heel. Okay? So, getting your hips into it is the key, right? If I keep my hips back and I try and side kick, that power doesn't go anywhere, right? It looks stupid because it is. So you get your hips in the direction of the kick, boom. That is what launches Bob across the room. Did that answer your question? Do a kuriashi, but turn your body the opposite way and use the uncoil to pull and trap. The uncoil? The uncoil to pull and trap this way? So is that what you mean? Where it's like that back foot coming up draws... Oh, this is what you're talking about with the hand goes the opposite like this. Is that what you're talking about? Please tell me we got to it eventually. Mr. Okote, Ashihara Karate has emphasis in that kind of foot positioning as an offshoot of Kyokushin or something. Yeah, I was just watching this last night. Yeah, they're very much about getting offline. They don't really attack your front. Their whole idea is you get so offline that you get behind someone or to the side and you blast them where they're super weak. I mean, they also do like knees to the back of the head, you know, so they're pretty crazy, which we love here. We love crazy. Yeah, yeah. Kwangji was the one that told me about this. Same with Enshin. See, Kwangji gets the credit for teaching me about Ashihara karate, and it's super interesting because it just takes the same principles, but instead of like being the tank, instead of being the tank, you're the duelist. You dodge, right? So super cool, and super practical, right? Because instead of doing these crazy slips and rolls, it's just kind of like move, grab his shirt, and then blast him in the back of the head, and then you win. Kwangji, I trained with Mike Ninomiya before he went crazy. Sadly, he tried to replace his modern medicine for his schizophrenia with yoga. Oh man, and like, I totally get that desire, because like with my back, I've been through the medical rigmarole, so I totally understand how frustrating it can be to people to be like, I don't know, just maybe live with it, and it's like, but some of those you can't mess around, and it's just such a shame. But it's like, clearly no one was going to be able to convince him, right? Yeah, but he was an absolute killer in striking. I recommend watching some of his competitions. Yes, yes, os. But turn hard against it just to feel it. Turn a lot and keep balance with your foot 45 degrees just to feel the potential energy. Oh, I feel it. Like, I definitely feel like, again, because you get the hip plus the reverse, and it's kind of synergistic, It's like when you pull towards your center like this, everything, crosses that like very powerful zone. I mean, you already know. That's why you're telling me about it. Tenpenny, nice name. I'm a black belt in ITF Taekwondo, Kyokushin, and now MMA. I want sparring with you. That'd be dope. I think you probably beat me with all of those things. I mean, I love Kyokushin for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons is the verticality, right? Everyone in their grandmother gets bent out of shape over Muay Thai kicks being super round. They're like baseball bats. It's like, cool, great. But like Kyokushin, they can fire that roundhouse like almost straight up and like hit right under these ribs here. Bam, 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 bam. Still say square. We were just talking about Ashihara. I don't know, is there like a beef? Do Kyokushin guys not like Ashihara guys? Knees to the back of the neck? That's nasty, man. Yeah. Yo! I'm a black belt. I don't know if I can show that one. I feel like the AI is going to catch that. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with it, but had no clue you can get a black belt in MMA. That's so funny. Yeah, if someone says they have a black belt in Muay Thai, all that person did was lose $3,000. Okay. I want to develop like a kind of switch kick without, because again, I'm trying to like minimize my footwork. I'd like to develop a switch that lets me kind of fall into this pre-rotated thing. Y'all remember the black belt in wrestling? Being a black belt in something is a running gag. Mr. Clean. Oh, I'll take it. Mr. Clean and Andrew Tate, if you stretched his face a little. And stretched it, well, Andrew Tate needs to stretch a lot of things. That's a new one, write it up. Hadoken. Oh, we're writing it up. Okay, Mr. Clean. On the board. Okay, I gotta, okay. Mr. Oops. I gotta do this backwards, okay? Scale's not working that well. One for Mr. Clean. I love a good ball joke. We'll take it. Ravishing says karate chop. Can I have some chicken? Can you? You can do whatever you want. I encourage you to follow your heart, okay? Provided that doesn't have you harm or inconvenience anyone else. All right? All right? Actually, I want to feel the Nagiyuki for me here. And then I gotta get dinner in like 10 minutes. Okay? That's the deal. I'll be taking a bucket of fried chicken for all I've shown you. Dang, we're in sync. Mirroring energy. Mr. Okote, Bald Kiana was good though. It was good. Yes, but you buy it for me. Oh. Yeah, Kwangji's right, just extorting the man for fried chicken. What do I look like? A chicken farmer? Don't answer that. Actually, I don't know. That'd be better than being called Andrew Tate 8 times. Actually, we got another one, so that's 9. Oh. Every time we get double-digit Andrew Tate references, a part of my soul just like withers away into the ether. Jolly bees need salt. Crime bomb. Buy me a black belt in MMA. Yeah, use code. Oh man, what would the code? What would the discount code be? Use code. Karate doesn't work in a street fight. See, not because I believe in that, but because everyone would be rushing to use the code because they'd be so, you know. Yeah, this is interesting. I can't make it too long because then the force is going to get transferred back into kind of a twisted place. Kwangji focused on MMA and heel hooks. Brother, that just makes me squirmy, you know? Like anyone trying to rip tendons is like, I'm good. We haven't even started rolling. No. No. Use the code Karate Tate for 90% off. Damn. Can Wee Bob take a blow of your hardest hit? He can, but this late in the game and on today, I'm not going to hit him as hard as I can. If you watch, there's a video I have where I hit him with a band technique. Okay, go check that out, and you can watch me hit him really, really fucking hard. Well, not even really. I mean, but I hit him harder than I did tonight. Okay, no spoilers. No spoilers. People out left and right. I highly recommend you watch him too. His name is Mike Ninomiya. I'm running out of room to write down all the references you've given me. Mike Ninomiya. Cool. First black belt of Ashihara and founder of Genshin. Dope. That's dope, man. You got a wide berth of knowledge for someone that's in the, the traditional Chinese space. It's very cool. All right, we got a couple more minutes left. I have a lot to think about. You've given me many things. God damn it all to hell. Welcome to stream. Thank you. Okay. Fuck. Double digits. I think we're into like the 30s of like total Andrew Tate references. Taco burrito. I'm the one who speaks Espanol. I knew that was coming. I had a feeling it was coming. Yeah, you stay in chat for any kind of length of time and you start to, the pattern emerges, Life is cyclical like that. Well, now that we've broken double digits on Andrew Tate, I think I need to start eating so that I can bulk up and be prepared to consume the original Andrew Tate so that, the reference just kind of dies off. Mr. Okote, last time I was hanging out, we all started to speak in Spanish. Alan, do you know anyone with epilepsy that does karate? No, I don't. I've known people with epilepsy, but not that also train martial arts. Obviously, there's like the, head injury risk, but I think honestly, people think about the taking brain damage, and it's like, yeah, okay, obviously it's bad for seizures. But what also people don't think about is electrolyte balance. If you spar really hard for like an hour, you will sweat out a lot of your electrolytes, and then your circuits will be like dried up, So it just puts you, and you're exhausted. So anyway, interesting case, I would love to work with people with conditions like that to try and find a workaround that lets them to do their thing that like actually thinks one step beyond like, oh, if you hit him in the head, that's bad. Oh, yes. And oh, Mr. Okote, I have epilepsy. Have we talked about that? Yeah, I feel like I freaked out. Yes, okay, thank you for reminding us. I'm the guy in question. But you have given me false promises of love. But you who have struck me in the heart. See, yeah, I always forget who told me what story, so I apologize for forgetting. That's interesting because I'm triggered by touch from the shoulders up. Damn. That sucks. You can really hit Kata really hard, but that's just from touch. That's really difficult. Man. Well, now the chat's gotten crazy. I got to go get dinner. But I love to see the usuals. I love to see the newbies. I appreciate it. Let's do a final tally. We have 10 for Andrew Tate, 1 for Starving Johnny Sins, 1 for Bald Keanu, and 1 for Mr. Clean. A decent spread, as long as we get something other than Andrew Tate, I count it as a win personally. You guys are hilarious. Mr. Okote, German guy saying yes multiple times or Latino guy laughing? Kwangji, my word is law. I like that. I like the attitude. Keep it up. Kwang, I'm gonna look at all of the shit that you talked to me about. There's a lot to unpack here. So I will definitely have some things to discuss with you next stream. The Anderson Silva seminar, Mike Ninomiya, Willie Pep, Ashiumi, Rikikomi. I got a lot of homework, so. Thank you. This guy knows Spanish pretty good. Nice to meet you and have a good dinner. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. Mr. Okote, I like when Asian guys get into Spanish. What's for dinner? I don't know. I need to figure that out. I ate like my super healthy meal for the day. I've had my protein shake, so I got to cobble something together. I don't know. I'll find out, and you will never, and I'm sorry for that. Have a nice dinner, Sensei. Oh, thank you, Mr. Okote. Thank you as always. Ashiyumi and Rikikomi are on the Machida site. Dope. Machida website. Thank you. Machida website. Os. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I appreciate it as always. Thank you for the homework. It's thrilling, you know. 35 is a bit much, but someone your level, it's hard to evolve, so I recommend it. Hey, man, I appreciate that, you know, and you understand. So I very much appreciate someone that can respect and understand that perspective from the inside, you know, to get to the next wave. Exactly. I want the big, you know, the next phase. I feel like I'm getting close to cracking some things, but it's you know, an amorphous sort of thing. It's pretty funny when you read my tag. Okote means like ass in some dialects of Argentine Spanish. Mr. Ass. Well, I like a good funny name. I think you chose well. All right, gentlemen and otherwise, os domogatomashita, konbanwa, have a good evening, and I will see you all next stream. Okay, let's check this last message. Mr. Ass. Oh, you typed it in Spanish and it translates it. That's interesting. Oh, let's have a good night, everyone.